Hi, welcome. Amanda here with Crafting with Amanda. I am a Close to My Heart maker, so most of the tools and the supplies that you see are from Close to My Heart. And if you don't already have a maker, I'd be happy to help you out at craftingwithamanda.com. Otherwise, contact your maker and they will help you, I am sure. If you're new to my channel and haven't subscribed yet, you can do that now. And I normally post a scrapbook layout on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, and then some sort of fun fold, either a card or a project, on Fridays. And then sprinkled in are some of these challenges like the Craft IQ challenge that's happening right now. Alright, so let's jump right into this. This Craft IQ challenge is asking us to use one or more photos on a half and half page design. Add silver and gold, the word thankful, have some stitching, have washi tape or a branding strip, and then include a feather. So this was kind of a challenge. And this video today is going to be a little bit different than other videos that I've put out. So you'll have to let me know in the feedback in the comments if you like it or not. I'm kind of showing you how I approached all the different layer challenges that we were asked to do, and kind of some of my thoughts behind it. So you saw in the beginning that I grabbed my photos and then I was trying different papers, and at first I was thinking of a diagonal half and half, and then I love this. It's kind of an ombre from the yellow up to the Carolina blue, and so I'm going to divide this paper into quarters with the 12-inch side being the flat side. And so my cutter was not big enough for it to cut without bending the paper, so I just did the old-fashioned way of folding the paper corner to corner, being very careful to meet the corners, and then use my scissors. So here I'm going ahead and trimming down the photos, and this one ends up being 3 3/4 by just under 5, like 4 3/4, and then I trimmed this 4x6 down again to 3 3/4 to 5 3/4, so that the mat itself is 4x6, and the last one ends up being a mat of 4x4. And those kind of proportions just work really well. Visually, they're an inch smaller as far as height wise, and that just visually works with our eyes. So here I'm trying to figure out where to put or how to do all the photo layouts, and I'm getting frustrated because the mats aren't attached to the photos yet and the paper in the back keeps sliding. So finally I'm like, alright, I am just gonna add tape to the back of all of these and at least tack them down so that I have some semblance of order in my world. And now I can kind of move these around again, and it's not nearly as frustrating. Once I got the photos kind of laid out, I knew I needed a title, so I went and looked up the French spelling of the Eiffel Tower, and it's La Tour Eiffel. And so using my Cricut and the Close to My Heart gold foil paper, which I absolutely love, and I cut it on the setting, just in case you're a Cricut person and wondering, light chipboard, so it went over it. I believe it cut through 2 or 3 times, and it cut out perfectly, and it didn't cut into my mat much. And I had forgotten to tape the dot for the eye when I was pulling the rest of the word off of the Cricut mat, but as you can see, I managed to get that snuck back in. And then we have our little coloring book image from Ratatouille, and that's on there kind of as a inside story for our family, because the reason my husband was in Florida had to do with the Ratatouille ride. So here I went and did my journaling on the computer, and I don't always do that, but I just thought for this layout I wanted to. And I'm trying to figure out through my stamps, I have the word thankful, and I have kind of some faux stitching, and I found what I thought could be used as a feather, and I know I have a feather stamp in my collection, but I'll be darned if I could find it. So then I saw on the sticker sheet for the Candid Moments paper, which is what I'm using, the bird. And birds have feathers. So that's the stamp that had kind of my feather image on it. And when I found the thankful stamp, it was also, there was a stamp that said blessed on it, and I just thought, alright, I might use both of these. So now I'm moving ahead and I'm doing some faux stitching, or stamping my stitching, in both the upper and lower corners. And I thought about doing the other lower corner, and I was like, no, I'll just do the triangular of the faux stitching. And now I'm trying to figure out how I want that journaling on, because I want, one of them basically is Paris, France, and talking about what my husband was doing, and one of them says Romeo, Michigan, and talks about what I was doing, and one of them is Flint, Michigan, and talks about where our children are. So I do a lot of dry fitting before I commit to things, and I saw, just like I did with the bird, this camera on the sticker sheet, and how better to kind of give weight to the journaling than to give it a nice icon. Again, on the sticker sheet I found these hearts and that little flower burst, and so I'm just trying to audition different things. I've already done 3 double page layouts with this Candid Moments scrapbooking kit. So all of the stickers and all of the embellishments that you see me pulling out are actually still left over after doing 3 layouts. So I will post a link here if you want to go and see any of those layouts, and in my description I will also put those 3 videos. So here I'm putting thankful next to me, which meets one of the requirements for Craft IQ, and I'm thankful A, that I got to go on a scrapbook weekend, and B, that I had such a good friend volunteer to take my children for the weekend, especially since she is also a crafter and opted not to come along and instead took care of my kids for me. So I added those hearts from the sticker sheet all around the kids' journaling piece, and then I decided I needed to color my little image here. And at first I thought I was going to color it all with the metallic markers, especially wanting to use gold on the buttons of the chef's jacket to kind of meet that requirement of getting the gold on the layout. Instead, I ended up using the tri-blend markers, and at first when I did this I was like, oh no, I've gone too dark with the skin tone, and this is the lightest shade I think of the brown, earth brown blend. But really, once it dries, I actually think it works really well, and you can be the judge of that later. So here I'm taking the brown gray blend, and I'm coloring in the little rat as far as his stomach and his hands and everything else. And then here I'm using the medium shade of that earth brown again to color the hair. And it's really starting to come together. I am not a master color person, so this is not why you should be watching my videos. But I did use the gray blend and make the serving spoon a metallic color, I'll call it. And now I'm going back in and kind of making some more chunky hair pieces. And I decided the rose gold that I had done on those buttons on his jacket weren't gold enough. So I went back and colored over them with the yellow gold. And for my last kind of prompt that I need to fulfill is to use washi tape or a branding strip. And so I had this branding strip from the Candid Moments pack, and as you can see, I tried it under the bird, I tried it in the bottom corner, I was trying it under the date stamp, and just nothing was working for me. So I went and grabbed my washi tape, and I found this tape that had gold arrows on it, and originally thought I was just gonna cut like a whole strip of gold arrows and put them somewhere, but instead I cut out 3 individual arrows and just added them to the bottom of the journaling squares. And so I got my gold snuck in there and my washi tape. So that would be a nice scavenger hunt of where is the washi tape on this layout. And this darn date, it just, I kept trying to find places for it, and I couldn't figure it out. And so finally I decided it'll just be coming off the photo of my husband in the bottom corner, and it'll just work there. And I thought about putting a map behind it and decided, nope, we won't do that. I realized I hadn't glued down the Ratatouille image, so now that's all glued down and I've met all the requirements. So it's a half and half page design. It has more than one photo. There is silver in the title, gold in the washi tape and on his buttons. My stitching is stamped in the upper corners, and the washi tape is my arrows, and I have a feather on the bird. So all the prompts are met. Yay. And I really like how this layout turned out. I'm looking forward to getting some of these older photos into my albums. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and do that. And then here is the playlist for all of the other people that are participating in the IQ Hop this month. And then in the description of the video is also those that have Instagram accounts. Have a blessed day.